So I'm just starting a mediumship reading. I said my prayers already. And it's about this little missing girl and her brother, Tylee. I can't remember the boy's name. It started with a J, maybe Joshua or Jason or something. I don't know. But so I'm just going to ask, to speak with the spirit about this. And if they're alive, if they're there in spirit, then they could come through. I think they are in spirit. I just got chills on my leg. Okay, so what I was starting to do is starting to pick up psychic impressions regarding this girl missing named Tylee and her brother. And I was picking up that that the girl was in spirit. Yes, I got a chill on my leg. To me, that confirms that the girl is in spirit. And I've just got to put my do not disturb on my phone because people are trying to bug me. Do not disturb. Okay, hopefully that will make that not happen again. I just want to make sure this recorder is still on. Yes, it is. Okay, so what questions would we ask? I can also use myself like it's interesting. My body is besides my mind. So I'm going to open to spirit and just whatever comes, I'll do. It's usually about 3 or 4 minutes between things. And at the beginning, it might go slower. So I'm asking this little girl, Tylee, if you're able to come through and communicate with me tonight. I'm waiting to see if I get a chill because Tylee, is anybody able to communicate with me on Tylee's behalf tonight? Is she? I feel like she's here. Okay, so I'm just seeing images. So instead of worrying about who's talking to me, I'm just going to see images. Well, the one images I see is her hair looks a little redder than I think the one photo I saw, which is strawberry blonde. Or, it could not, maybe it's not even her I'm seeing. That's what I would say is maybe I see someone around, her age or whatever, that their hair just looks a little bit redder to me. And they're almost dressed like with sled dogs, something to do with sled dogs. But it might be just like a toboggan set up with a couple neighborhood dogs, or maybe they're really training them for that. I don't know. But this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing, and it's not a big giant thing like in Alaska. It's a really small thing, and it almost looks more like a toboggan. Like if you tied your family Malamute or the other kind of husky to your family toboggan and pretended you were on one of those things where they have all the dogs pulling the sled or whatever. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing running around. Okay, so I'm getting the feeling of running around. I'm not seeing anyone running around, but I'm getting the feeling of running around. It's a lake. It's a really beautiful lake. It does look like the Pacific Northwest with the big giant trees. And I feel like, but I don't see, I feel like there's a cabin behind me. And just the sound of children's laughter there. Of being a very young girl and playing there. Now, I'm not saying that this is her. This is just a feeling I'm getting I'm not saying or claiming it's this girl that's missing. I don't want to do that. I want to just keep giving what I'm getting, and then we will see what happens. Because I do not usually do this without a sitter to confirm things, but you know what? I don't have one, so I'm just going to do it anyway. Okay? So here we are still. So when they continue with a picture, that means there's more to it. They want me to see off into the distance. So, like, from where I'm on this property that feels like it would be like there would be like a summer house there, like a smaller house, or it could even be a decent house or something. But it's the type of area where people would have like second homes, like where they take their kids for the summer and stuff. It has that kind of feeling. I'm not saying that's what it is. It's just the feeling of the vibe of the place. It's very peaceful, very peaceful. But where I'm directed is if you look straight across from there, down to where there might be an opening that either feeds the river or where the river goes away. I kind of get the feeling it's where it feeds the river there. Like a bottleneck or something, like if the lake is round and then looks like a bottleneck if you drew the thing, but I feel like it's leading into the lake, like a water stream, like from the mountains when the snow melts and stuff. But I don't know for sure. But I do feel like that. And they're directing my attention to there for reasons unknown to me. If you flew a helicopter over there and went about 20 feet upriver, I'm feeling like saying. And I don't want to be too cocky about saying 20 feet. Because it could be 75 feet or something like it. So, but I don't want to erase my brain. My brain will start racing, so they're going to have to slow down or whatever's happening here. I got to slow down because all of a sudden I'm going, You find a body there. I'm seeing a boulder right around there, and then if you went just past the boulder, and then you go in, and I feel like there's woods there that are relatively close to the water. It could be right out the water. Oh, because it depends on how high the river is. Okay, pretty smart. Because I was seeing I was seeing the big trees right next to the river, and then I was seeing the big trees with sand. And so if you kind of went behind this big boulder and went up into the woods, I'm seeing, I'll tell you what I'm seeing, but I hope it's wrong. But anyways, I hope it's wrong, but this is what I'm going to see. I'm just going to see it, even though I might be stupid. Okay, what I'm seeing is a man and a woman, and they're carrying, one person, wrapped in a black, it's black plastic, and it has ropes tied, like there's a rope tied around the neck, rope tied around where the arms would be, like they tied a rope about every 1.5 feet, rope around the ankles, but they're tying it, seems like I don't know, that's just their burial way, what they're doing, and, so, and then it feels like the man is digging pretty hard there. And then covering that it feels like it's the boy that was buried there. Oh, the 20 feet might be 20 feet in. So if you look up that river and you see the big boulder, that might be because they were able to dock their boat there. It was easy to be able to get out, because it was blocking the current of the river so they could pull up when they were doing this. It's kind of looks to me like a small boat, the kind of aluminum bottom, smaller ones that, has the couple benches. But it's not a boat that has bathrooms or anything. It's 10-foot long aluminum boat that has a little teeny motor that you use to go out and go fishing on a lake. You know, when the lake's your second home, that type of thing. Those little aluminum fishing boats. Except that aluminum fishing boat they have might be like green or something, like army green, like made to camouflage or something like that. No, I hope this. God. This thing, I may have been going, but okay, it minimized on its own. I don't know why. I have a second thing recording, but it's going to run out in 30 minutes. So if this stopped and didn't record the last 10 minutes or 15 minutes of this, it will be on the other tape. So if there's like you hear a changing of tapes, that'll be the reason why. I'm going to go back to where we were, where we are. It was somebody's childhood home. I feel like the little girl whose childhood home it was a little brunette girl. And so I don't think, I don't say anything. Okay, so I feel like the little girl who played there as a child was a little brunette. Cause I see this girl that's so cute, so cute. She looks about 4 and she looks like she has brunette hair and 2 little braids and she kind of skips around the property. Very happy playing there. I don't really see specifically the house. I just feel like it's kind of one of these modest, like, summer homes or whatever. Summer cabin, summer home, whatever. So the little girl plays there. And it's straight across that inlet where the neck of the lake is. Okay, then you're looking upriver. I believe there's maybe a mountain in the distance, or else they're showing me the mountain to show me the direction of the water melting off the mountain coming towards me. With mediumship, it's really interpretation, and that's where people can be wrong. So it's like I should say what I'm seeing, because if it means something different to the person listening to this, that's how the case will get solved too. If any of this helps, because I'm interpreting what I see. So also be listening to, I'm seeing this, and then if you put a different meaning, that's fine. Because it's like, oh no, she meant the house where there was always this rumor of this little ghost or whatever. That's where you would know more than me. I just get the feeling of this little girl skipping around as a child. Okay, so, and they point me again, and I feel like there's kind of a marker, because on the right side of the river, when you're looking up the river, is a boulder, okay, and it's probably at least waist high or something. Could be bigger, I don't know. Feels like granite, but I don't know about that either, because see, it's like I'll see a rock, so they're getting me to say something about the rock. Now, if I don't say it feels like that, and it is, it's like, oh, I should have said that. But it might not be, because also what they do is they put pictures in your mind, and it's like a reference library. They might show me my childhood swing set if they want me to say something about a swing set, even though they're referring to somebody else's swing set. And that's how mediumship works, and that's where the skeptics will come in and try to tear it apart. But the fact is, this is real, and this is how it works. No, I haven't never tried it this way. So this is experimental here. Okay, but I know there's more about this lake, because they still have me there. And we're not burying the body anymore. We're back here at this house, this piece of property that I believe, I don't even see a house. I just believe that there's like a little, maybe a cabin or something behind me, but I don't turn around and see it, because they direct that. I just relax and let them do. They still have me looking in that direction. at the neck of this lake, okay? And I'm sure most lakes come up from the ground, but it doesn't matter to me. I just have to say what I see because it might mean something to somebody else. Maybe there's a lake called Lake Bottleneck, that's just shaped that way, and then it's still there, though, if that makes sense to you. So you got to interpret it yourself, too. Interpret what I'm saying with every possible way of looking at it. Like literally before when someone wanted me to say Fallbrook, they showed me a cornucopia, which you put out in the fall. And so I said, I feel like I'm supposed to be saying something about this cornucopia. It's like something about fall. But I didn't know. And then the guy said, oh, we grew up in Fallbrook. See? So that's how it works. So be open-minded for your own interpretations. I'm going to go back and you know what? It's like, there's more to this story here at this lake. But we're back at the house now. I'm seeing a leg. What I'm seeing is so gross, I don't necessarily even want to say it because it just cannot be true. And I'm going to delete this from whatever. If I put something up, I'm going to delete this. But it's just sickening. I see them starting a fire and roasting. It's like at this little summer home thing. And there's where you could conceivably like roast a pig there. It feels like they're roasting a leg, like the leg of the girl. I swear to God. I can't, it's hard for me to believe how this could be happening in my mind. So what I'm going to do is I can't believe anyone would do that. So since it's so unreal, it's burning the front of my forehead too. And so I'm just going to say a prayer of, I would like God, energy, love energy, pure light, so that only which is truthful, which is real, which is for the highest good, and all those entities that work in love and light to assist in facilitating communication with this young girl here. It's unspeakable horror. I feel like he chopped her leg off. I feel like with the girl, he's chopping her body up. Like a butcher would. Jeez, like with a meat cleaver. First he was using something else. For whatever I was talking about a minute ago, I saw a different kind of... I don't know what he was taking her leg, her thigh off with, but it was bigger than the meat cleaver. But then on her knee bone, he was using a meat cleaver. He's like literally in... There's a garage and off a building not connected to the little house, the little summer house. You know, it could be a permanent house, but that's the type and style and the feeling I have. That's all. Maybe because I've never been there and I just been to movies or something. Like, I don't know why I have that feeling, but just keep an open mind. There's the garage part is not connected to the main house. It's like considered an outbuilding here in California or whatever. Okay, so I feel that the wood, you'd recognize it right away because it's like when someone, the siding is plywood, but then they thought they were being decorative, so they would take a 1-inch by 2-inch boards and put them evenly spaced on the outside and then paint the whole thing like that's a kind of decorated, garage building. But inside, it's not really meant to park cars, at least the way it's set up, because it has a workbench around three sides of it. And it feels like he had the daughter's body on that workbench, and he's literally chopping it up. He's got plastic everywhere, but it seems to me there would be like so much blood evidence there. You know, like all over the floor or in the cracks at the end. That because he didn't do that great of a job of putting up all the plastic. The plastic I'm seeing now with her is clear plastic. Why would he have two different plastics? Who the heck knows? So with her, he's trying to do something different. These people are sick. I feel like it's just like, for now, I'm going to put these pieces of body parts in the deep freezer. And like he puts them in there. I don't know if he's in the garage anymore, though. He could be in that house in like a pantry or like this hallway that leads to the kitchen, goes to outside. There might be one of these deep freezers. I don't know. It's somewhere, though. You know what? I couldn't be 100% sure it's even at that location, but the blood would be, because that's where he chopped her up. And then okay. They're showing me like a search team going to this area past the boulder. Like you'd be able to find that not too hard. And you're walking. So now there's like 4 or 5 men wearing uniforms or something. So you're walking up. It feels like a slight slope. Could be actually more than a slight slope. Going up the embankment or the edge. There's trees like almost right away. So sometimes the years the trees are like right to the water almost, and then other times the years it goes down and you could walk along the thing, you know. So okay, so we're the group of men. I'm with this group of men, and we're walking up to look for the body. The one in black plastic with the ropes, which I believe is the boy, is not that far in. Maybe 50 feet, maybe. Maybe, I mean, when I see it visually, I would guess that's only like 20, 30 feet, but it's kind of up a slope or something. And then, as the slope kind of doesn't totally flatten out, but kind of has a gradual little bit of flatness, it's right about there, in between where it starts going up a little bit more again. That's just to the left when you're walking inland, just to the left of the path, or the way you're going there, the path. It feels like there's a little bit of a path there. Maybe it's not a man-made path. I don't know, but it feels like it won't be that hard to walk through there. Okay, so then it starts going up again. I'm feeling like this is where they might have went back with when they got like the next day or whatever, when they got the girl's cut up body. Like, I don't feel like they cut up the boy's body, but then, okay, so cut up body. a little past where they buried the boys. You go up another slope. And this time it feels like he kind of veered off into the left. There might be some ferns there or something. You know, there's trees for sure, those big giant trees. Evergreens or whatever. But there's, and I don't know for sure evergreens, I just know big giant trees. And then there's, I feel like there's some ferns back in there where they buried the, body parts of the little girl, and I don't know if they brought all the body parts or if they're going to put them other places, because I'm only seeing the one package that had like her 2 arms, which were each cut, the elbow and the shoulder, oh, and then the 2 pieces of one leg. They're literally showing me of them putting this leg on this thing, like a rotisserie type thing, an outdoor thing that you would cook over an open fire like you might roast a pig on, I swear to God, and eating it. And they don't even care. It's like they're insane or something. Like, and it makes me wonder, like, why am I seeing this? Like, would my worst imagination make this up? Like, feel free to discount it, and it could make my entire thing seem like nonsense, but you know what? I have to say it. They show me again. Okay, so I'll keep going. Oh, here's the dog walker again. Hang on. Okay. Hello.
We're back.
You have fun?
We're all sniffing in the grass. Don't go very far. So.
Thank you, Karen.
Okay, all right.
Okay. So that was the dog walker dropping off. So now we're gonna go back and try to connect here again. I'm asking the spirit guides and stuff to help me connect with this girl. I feel like the girl is with me. Okay, or you know, I'm not so sure. This might just actually be psychic. It might not be. So this, I can't say I'm sure, because it's like I see more like not the photo of her, but I see like it would be like there would be her portrait kind of up to the right, so it makes me feel like this is more of a psychic thing, which a mediumship is like 10 times as strong, and this is mediumship, we'd know, there would be no doubt. Okay, so anyways, go back in. Yep, they're confirming this girl's body cut up. They're confirming it's back past where they'll find the boy's body. Probably wrapped in this black plastic with the ropes, you know, every foot or so down his body, like 3 or 4 ropes tied around. And then you go up, little slope, not too much. It just kind of clears out, flattens out, not too much. Off to the right, and you see like it's almost like they're in the middle of the trees. There's like a field of ferns, like a thicket of ferns, if you would, or something like that. I know they don't really grow that way. That's just what it looks like to me. So if you see a thicket of something else, maybe I'm just, you know, I am kind of like looking at air. So anyways, okay, so go towards the center of that. It's like he went right in the middle there and buried the one leg and if you find one leg and 2 arms, I'm telling you right now that they did eat that other leg. I'm not kidding. Okay, so, I'm just going to go blank a minute so they can start showing me whatever they want to show me. Seeing the girl again, so this is going to be about the girl. Feels like they just didn't want kids to like hamper up our life or whatever. Obviously, it feels like the mother of her is a sociopath. Like, she just doesn't really have feelings. If anything, she's slightly amused by somebody else's weakness. I was just checking if these things were still recording. It looks like they're both still going. Okay, so we're back. Yeah, they'll show me the order they want. They might go back to something. I feel like there's a little, it's not like a front porch area, but it's not a raised up porch. Okay, so now my one recorder went off, so hopefully this one stays on. We can't have this one go off. So I'm going to put it closer and to make sure it doesn't... So now if you hear different stuff, you hear that? That's my second recorder. The battery just went out. So, okay. They're showing me, and I can't be 100% sure that it's attached to the house on the lake, but I feel like it is. And I feel like it's not a porch that's raised up, like wooden, porch, like on the Craftsman house or whatever. It's more like just flat. It could be brick or something. It's either brick or concrete. It might have like a foot-high kind of brick border around the little area, and then it might be big enough outside the front door to have like a couple chairs where maybe a couple ladies might be sitting and talking or something. It could be a little bigger than that, but that's just a feeling I get. I'm seeing these things and I see bits and pieces. So then if you see it and it's like 10 feet big and you're like, oh no, she said a little porch. No, this is what I see. I see pieces of this front porch. I almost feel like the house may have been, it feels to me, it's definitely built between the 50s and the 70s. I feel like it's a 1-story, but it could be now a 2-story. Like maybe someone came along later and added one more, a bedroom on half the house or whatever. So that's why if I said 1-story and then you see a 2-story and you're like, oh no, that's not it. Well, that's why. It might even still be painted 2 different colors. Like if the bottom story has one color of paint and then that addition has like still, they left it like wood brown where you stain the wood or whatever, something like that. But you know what? On those kinds of things too, it's not that I'm wrong. Like you throw the whole thing away about that house on this lake because, like I said, they use whatever images they can find in my consciousness, they pull up. So they're standing there scanning my consciousness and pulling up, oh, here's a summer house Donna saw before. Let's show her that one. And then they're like, oh, here's a little detached garage. Let's show Donna these decorations because she one time saw a detached garage like that. Like that's where people could think it's wrong when it's not wrong. It could be that the spirits are showing. So that's also why you got to keep open. But one thing like with that detached garage, it's definitely detached from the house. So even if you saw a little house like that and it's the house and one of these characters somehow related, grew up there or had a little 4-year-old there, or there was a little gross 4-year-old and everyone knew it. Just whatever, you identify that house. There could possibly be an attached garage to the house or attached, those carport things. That's possibility. I don't see it, but I don't know. But maybe this thing that looks like a garage and it's about the size of a garage was built to be a workshop, right? For a hobbyist. Because it has a workbench on all 3 sides. And that they show me over and over. So that I know is not just a picture from my mind. That is an important element. So that's another thing about recognizing the level of how much the spirits are emphasizing something over and over and over and over. It feels like he used a hacksaw part of the time and dismembered his daughter. Okay, and this is his stepdaughter. I don't know who this relationship or whatever. It would have been the stepfather or something. I don't know. But anyways, it feels like, yeah, I see him using a hacksaw. I'm not kidding. And also a meat cleaver. He may have tried an axe. Like, it sounds like he was trying a few things. I mean, used a few different things in chopping this body up. Okay, so now they're showing me. Okay, so they showed where they put those parts. Now they're showing me the abdominal part of a body with all the organs coming out. Feels like there's a drain on the floor. Yeah, it's something important. If you see, obviously you would, if you saw a drain on the floor, would look in the drain. Some little piece of jewelry she was wearing may have, or a little sweater pin, or some little piece of something. It looks gold to me, like a little angel thing. May have went in the drain with some blood too. But you see, this is the thing. I've never sat there and just done this cyclically. For all I know, it could be some jokester spirit feeding me crazy information, and they do exist. And I would just say that it's really important to have someone of the loved one, because then about every 2 or 3 things, it's like a cinnamon roll. They'll keep going back in and giving something that confirms who they are. That the sitter or the sitter, that's the person who loves the person or whatever in spirit. When that person, they'll tell them every couple of things. They tell me about facts, and they'll tell me something to tell the person to verify who they are again. And because I hold a link with them, once we're linked together, we know I have the person, and we can just keep going then. But we go, and that's how it goes. Okay, so. But I'm doing this, so this is cyclically. This is all experimental. I'm sorry if it's crazy and insane. It's obviously gruesome. I feel like there's a group of men they're showing me again by that boulder, behind the boulder, right where they pulled up to go. They want me to come there again. Now it feels like he took the rest of the body pieces, like he brought them in a bag or something. This time his idea is just scatter them all over, just kind of put them under bushes and here and there, and so the animals will just eat them. Because he feels like he made them small enough where the animals will just get them, and where maybe people won't recognize what they are. Like, he got pretty gruesome. I mean, he might have even used a sledgehammer to break some bones to try to make them, like, unrecognizable and stuff like that. And to be, like, scattered quicker. But it's up in this. If you find the boy's body, and it's where I say, then when you go up a little and you see this cluster of, you see the trees. You're walking in the middle of the trees during all this. But looks like a bunch of ferns to me. It could be, I'm to be saying that it could be blackberry bushes for all I know, but just a bunch of fluffy bushes in the middle of all that. There's like a cluster of them. That's where he buried the limbs, and then it feels like then they go back to there. So I don't know if they go back or they did it all at once, but I just know that I'm getting a little chill about something. Okay, did they go there all at once? Did they bring your body there all at once? Did they bring her body there all at once? No, I'm not getting chills. Did he go back there on more than one occasion to bury these children's bodies? Big chill. Did he bury the boy's body one day and then the girl's the next day? The upriver part might be wider than, it's almost like I'm upriver, but now I see that things could get wider again of a river. It's like this, the river might get narrower and then wider, like when you're seeing out the other side. Really interesting. Yeah, I hope she's alive and I'm all wrong and all that kind of stuff. That would be way better to be an idiot and have someone be alive. That would be way better. Every time I try to do any kind, like I tried to use the computer doing this thing called EVP to talk to spirits to solve, that doesn't work either. But when people want to know, I have done readings where we can do it real easy. It's like, I learned in two. Again, that I don't want to brag. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep going about here. It feels like the girl is crying. I can't believe my mom would do that to me. She said I was her best friend. That might not be right. She might be the daughter of the guy. Is this girl the daughter of the man? Is this girl the daughter of the woman? Was this correct that the mom, whatever I just said about the mom? Okay. What I need to do is just go back into the receiving state. Don't even worry about clarifying this little bit because I don't even know what's going on. I'm kind of losing my mind here. This is a thing too. That's why you usually have a second person. You don't just sit there wandering off into space, but that's all right. Okay. I see the girl again. I feel like maybe she bites her nails or something. She feels to me, I don't know if it's anxiety or what the anxiety, if the anxiety is about family stuff or social stuff or if other kids tease her about being a little heavy. Like, I'm not sure. I don't know. I just feel like she's biting her nails. She's crying. She's just really crying. She just really can't believe her mom would do this to her. I feel like emotionally, I don't even know it's really traumatic. Maybe my spirit guides are showing me how traumatic it is to see if I actually have the nerve to go further or something like that. I don't know. But I'll wait for a couple minutes and see. Because we could also, have I have a little chills. I feel the presence of spirit. There could be the adult male that comes through, or the boy. See, I don't know if it's them showing me to warn me, because it can stick with you sometimes, the stuff you see, so I don't know. I actually feel like the woman likes killing. The mother. I feel like she likes killing. And I feel like if they roasted her leg, which is so crazy, I know, I don't even barely believe it, but this is what I'm seeing. I feel like them making sandwiches out of the meat. And if you go there, and if all this is real and exists, you find the body, look in the freezer. Open any packages of meat. They might be in butcher paper. They might be in foil with tape. They could be in baggie. Just look for frozen meat. It's so gross to think. It would be cooked probably. Maybe, I don't know. This is so gross. It feels like in this house, the kitchen area overlooks it's like I'm feeling a kitchen where there's a view of the lake. Somehow I feel that these two have access to this little lake house. But they're still showing me carrying that little boy wrapped in the black plastic right up the slope right there behind the boulder. I guess that's the most important thing. That's where their bodies are. I always keep hearing 20 feet, something about 20 feet. But then, you don't want to do that and someone goes, oh, it was 50 feet or whatever. I don't know. Hopefully they're just alive at their grandma's house. And this is some tricker spirit just giving me wrong information. I'm going to see for a couple minutes if there's anything else any of them would like to step forward, like maybe one of the other ones who got murdered. Was there her brother and his wife? Or her brother? Who did her brother kill? Who knows? But anyways, one of these people who got murdered related to these children, will you please step forward? I feel like there is an adult male with me. I feel like in a way, I'm seeing some Ken doll, like Malibu Ken doll. It's almost like it could be surfing or snowboarding. It's really not like either. It's almost like he would be riding a bodyboard, snowboard, or something, but not on any of those things. Like I'm just seeing it going straight down. The side of a cliff. Something really went flying off a cliff, but it didn't feel like he was on it anymore. When I saw this vision, you might be able to interpret this vision, but you know, I there's no way I can interpret it. I just have to tell you what I see. They can stack things on top of each other because it's symbolism. It's like charades. It's like you could get one image after another that's all connected, or you could get one image after another that's separate, or they could layer one and then layer another one and layer another one. Like, yeah, that's how it works. So I'm just gonna be quiet and let them do it. But I feel like I have the adult male here. He's looking out a window. He's drinking coffee. It's early morning. He's looking out his kitchen window and a car pulls up. I'm seeing a husky dog. And that toboggan again. So let's tie the husky dog by a harness to the toboggan. I think it's okay. So the man's showing me standing. He's standing at like a kitchen sink. It's like they have the kind of curtains that go up to about your face level. That they still kind of let in light. But then they have at the top they have another little curtain that's about 6 inches long or something. They might be white with yellow trim. That's just what I'm seeing, but I don't know if it's them. It could be a really pale yellow with little white trim too. I just don't know. I don't know, but this is what I'm seeing. He's holding a cup of coffee. The color of the cup is either like a nice dull red, like almost a clay red, or could be a little brownish too, rust brown or brown, somewhere in there anyway. I'm just trying to, see how much details. But then again, remember, I could just be seeing a cup of coffee. So he puts the cup down because a car pulls in. He must have been expecting the car if he's standing there waiting. Whoever is going in the car has a rifle. Maybe they're telling me this because after this I'll look in the paper and see if this part's correct, and then if it's not, then I'll know I'm being faked out or something. Okay, let's see. Yep, the man in the car has a rifle. But it feels to me like they're going hunting or something. Or he thinks they are. That's what he thinks they're doing. He thinks they're going hunting, and then that they'll be able to shoot something. And then at some point he tells the guy to kneel down and just shoots him. But even when the guy knelt down, he might have thought that he was kneeling down so the guy could get a better shot at some rabbit or just some, little animal or something. I think he wanted him to get down, crouch down or something like that, so the guy couldn't realize what he was doing in a fight over the rifle or anything. Could be a shotgun too. I don't know. I can't. Either way, whatever he has, I don't know. But it's definitely long, either a rifle or a shotgun, not like a handgun. I feel sick to my stomach. I feel like I fall. I feel like I'm covering my face with my hands. Like, almost like if my fingertips are touching my forehead. I'm like laying on my side. I feel sick to my stomach. So if this guy died of a drug overdose or something like that, or a heart attack, then we'll know that this is all fake. See, this is the thing. There's trickster spirits. If I just open up and go, oh, excuse me, hello, is so-and-so out there? Well, one of them will know that I can't tell the difference. So maybe sometimes the person could come through. So a part of it could be like maybe what I said about the girl was true, and then maybe the man was a trickster spirit who doesn't want anybody to get help. That's a problem too. It's just a problem trying to do it without the confirming person, which is the loved one of someone. And what I'm doing now is I'm going to see if the wife of the stepfather who helped murder these children or dispose of their bodies or whatever, if this lady is no victim, this mother of these kids, she may even be the one who killed them. Did the mother kill those two kids? Did this stepfather or mother's boyfriend kill the two kids? Are the two kids still alive? I hope this phone is still recording. Yep, looks like it is. This has been 1 hour, and I'm asking to connect with the girl. I forgot her name, but the girl that's missing, that little girl, or the boy. Okay, so the boy shows me he's playing with something. I don't know if it's current or past, but I feel like the boy's playing with some. It might be blocks made out of kind of like a stuffed animal material, felt, but soft blocks or something. He heard a loud bang that startled him, and he turned around. It feels like the daughter was shot like right there when you come in the front door, about 10 feet, like right in front of the kitchen. Like I don't know why someone would do a murder just like that. There, where like obviously you'd have a big mess to clean up, like, and then he goes into there and he looks and sees this. The mom comes over to him. I don't see the gun in her hand, so makes me wonder if she put it down or if the stepfather did. Oh no! See, now I'm getting blunt force trauma to the head. Okay. Maybe they didn't die the same way. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who's getting hit in the head. I think he's smashing her skull with the butt of an axe, or the handle part of an axe. He wants to crush it so no one can recognize it, so the birds take it away and stuff. And then I'm feeling like the mom putting going, "It's okay," to the boy. "It's okay. It's okay. Everything's all right. It's okay. Everything's all right." And then just she has some like giant plastic bag and she just puts it over his head really fast and starts wrapping something around. I don't know if it's tape or what. And then the father sees that she's going gung ho on that, and so he runs over to help her. Like they pin him down, and the father's trying to, or the man's trying to pinch his nose so he can't breathe. And so that's at the doorway of where I think there's bunk beds there. But there's a bedroom, the boy's bedroom. I'm not 100% sure if he shares it with the girl or not, but I feel like there's those kind of bunk beds or something where the bottom bed's a little whiter and the comforters are navy blue. So she's leading him back into the bedroom when she kind of does that from behind, and then the stepfather jumps in to help with that. And I think that's probably why they ended up with the black plastic all over the boy, because it kind of started out that way. I don't know if it was a leaf bag or what, which would mean total premeditation. Like, why would she have a leaf bag in the house? And then it feels like the girl's body's over, like that kitchen that kind of you look out onto the lake. Feels like you walk in and it's like a kitchen, but it's open to the living room, so you don't really lose much because it's a long, narrower kitchen. You don't really lose much of a view by having that kitchen area there. It's like either from the living room you can see or from the kitchen you can see the water. It feels like he dropped in the middle of the lake. Maybe some of the instruments he used to do some of this damage throughout this whole crime spree, this whole little scene. Yeah, so it feels like he's like out on that middle of the lake on that little aluminum boat, and then he's like has all these tools or something, wrapped in a blue tarp, and by tools I mean the hacksaw, the hatchet, all that crap. Dumps over there. He may have kept his axe. Like he might have had an attachment to one of these tools, so he didn't want to dump it. So there might be something up on the wall in the hobby shed / garage or whatever. I don't get the feeling it could be wide enough for a car to pull in, but it was really built like a garage, but its primary purpose is being a hobby shed or something. I don't know, whatever. They might pull cars up in it to work, but that's not the main purpose. I guess the fear is if I say too much, then it will dwindle in importance, the point of where these bodies are of these children, and that would be it. Now, God, I hate to even say some kids are dead. That's the most horrible thing. Hopefully they aren't. I again, psychic is not the same as full-on mediumship. And that's what I do. I could do mediumship so good. This is psychic, it may have poof of air and have no real thing, and maybe they're playing at their grandma's somewhere. Maybe they've got some grandma type that's just watching them, but I'm seeing all this, and it's real important to figure out about that lake and that boulder, and right up in there is that's where the body is. All right. I hate to say that. I hate to say it. It's so stupid. And please don't think I'm a lousy medium if I'm wrong, because this is not mediumship. This is psychic. Psychic is 10% as strong as mediumship, literally. Mediumship is the definitive word because it's the direct word of the spirit. And what I've been getting is it's psychic. This is psychic for sure. I do not believe I connected with the spirit of the girl, which is good in a way because that means she might still be alive. So even when I'm seeing the girl, it doesn't mean I connected with her. It means that this is about her or unrelated to her or the feeling of her or maybe what her version would be or, who knows. But I did get chills a couple times, but that my spirit guides could be telling me I'm right on about the couple of times when I said I got chills. I'll tell you right now, that's very strong. That's spirit telling you, double emphasize, yes, you're on the nose, on the button. So I don't even remember, but there were several times where I said, oh, I got chills. Go back and look at that. If you dismiss everything, look at that. Because whatever I said when I got chills, that's going to be very, very accurate. And again, they're showing me the boulder. So that's going to be your landmark. All right. You can call me if you need anything, or if you have any relatives willing to do a reading, or like even a close friend of, well, you can't use a kid. Let's see. We could even do a reading bringing in, if the kids were alive, which I hope they are, you could do a reading and ask for like a grandparent. So anyone in the family. But it really is just, I don't know if you can do full-on mediumship without I mean, I do mediumship. Okay, I talk to my daughter. I talk to different spirits. That's true. But I can't be 100% sure. And you need to be 100% sure when it's this kind of case. And I would say, I don't even know what the accuracy rate would be for just trying to do what I just did, which was just psychic. It can't be anywhere close to mediumship, but I would, and then I have to sit there and hope for it to be wrong too. So I'm going to leave it at that. I hope I'm wrong. How's that? Hope I am wrong. All right, that's it. I think I'll wait here just a minute and make sure they don't throw something else in my mind. I'm just seeing like sunshine or light. So I'm feeling that, yeah, that's it. That I felt the energy. That's what they want me to emphasize. They keep showing me that big boulder. That's your landmark right there. All right. They were able to pull up the boat easy and have it not worry about it drifting away because they could tie it up, but then it wouldn't get pushed in the river current like it would if it wasn't behind the boulder. All right. Okay, bye.